What is up, YouTube? Brandon Rogers here with Chili Dog Motorsports. I got a quick one for you guys today. We are going to be rebuilding the oil pump on our 1989 Harley-Davidson Sportster. So without further ado, let's dive right into it. And it should go without saying, we are going to need to do this off the bike, so you are going to need to drain your oil and disconnect the 4 oil lines that go to it. And then you can remove the pump by just undoing these 4 3/16 Allen screws on the bottom there. And this would be a great time to hose that down with some brake clean, because if yours was as grubby as mine, it's not going to be fun to handle. So if you want to clean it, now's a good chance to do that. But now we can go ahead and disassemble this thing and see what we're working with here. These things are pretty simple. So let's go ahead and start by pulling the mounting screws out. Just set those aside somewhere. Then we can go ahead and pull this outer cover off. We will notice there is an O-ring in here. We will need to replace that. And then you will see you have a gear rater set. Go ahead, pull the inner and outer gear off. These do just mesh together like that. You can set these aside. And then you will have a plate, and where is it? You will see there is a dowel pin in there. We'll need to pull that dowel pin out so we can get this plate off. And we can accomplish that by just using a little pair of needle nose pliers. Just kind of push that plate out of the way. Grab that dowel pin. Maybe. There we go. Go ahead and just pull that guy out of there. Set it aside. And now we can pull off our little plate. We'll see this plate has a seal in it as well that we will need to replace. And then we will have our spring. If this thing is broken or worn out, you'll need to replace this, but ours looks pretty good. Then we will have a second plate. And then our second gear rater set. Now our outer and our inner will be held in by a C-clip, and we can see our little C-clip's broken. That is not good, so we will have to replace that. And we'll just get that out of there with a pair of spring clip pliers. Yeah, look at that thing, that's toast. That is unfortunate, but we'll just replace that. And once that spring clip is out of there, we can pull our inner gear out. And then we will have another little dowel pin that we'll have to pull out so we can get the whole shaft and gear out. Again, you can accomplish this with a pair of needle nose pliers. Pull that pin out. And now our shaft and gear will come out nicely, and that's all there is to your oil pump. It's just a gear rater, couple gear rater sets that just mash the oil and push it on up through the assembly. So now we can take a look and go through everything we need to check. And the first thing we are going to check is our feed gear rater set, which is going to be the thinner of the 2 gear rater sets. All we're going to want to do is just wipe these down and get them all cleaned up. We're going to look for scoring on them, on the sides and on the faces. They're going to be, you're going to see some wear marks on there, but really what you're looking for is just anything that your fingernail catches on. If any of them are deep enough for your fingernail to catch, they are no good, but ours seem fine. So we can go ahead and measure the thickness of these two with a pair of either dial calipers or digital calipers. And we want to make sure the thickness of the two is the same. let's go ahead and do that now. I'll go ahead and start with the inner feed gear raider. You see we got a thickness of 2.268. Yeah. 0.264, sorry. Then we'll check our outer feed gear raider. You see we got 265 on that, 264 there. I'd say those are the same thickness. If they're drastically different, they are no good anymore. You'll have to throw them away. So now we need to check the clearance between our inner and outer gear raiders. This procedure is going to be the same for both the feed and the scavenge gear raider set. We can go ahead and line up two of these peaks here, and we can take a 004 feeler gauge, and as long as that does not slip between them, these are good. We can see ours won't fit in there. So if the gap there is bigger than 0.004, these are no good anymore and you'll have to replace them. But ours are good. Go ahead and check the scavenger set 2. Those are good as well. And then the next thing we need to do is check the height clearance from the cover. You can go ahead and just set the gear raider set in the cover. It's easier if you start with the outer one and then put the inner one in. And put that in there. And then we need to take a straight edge and place it across those gears. Now I'm just using a machinist's 6-inch scale. Set it across those gears, and now we need to slide a feeler gauge in between our straight edge and this flange here. And that spec needs to be between 0.001 and 0.11. So we're going to start with 0.001 because that is the smallest it can be. And make sure it is no smaller than that. Go ahead, place that there. And you can see there's plenty of room for days. So we're good there. We could pull out our 0.011 and make sure it is no bigger than that. And that doesn't fit, so we know it's not bigger than that. So we know that is within spec. And then the final thing we need to check is the clearance between our shaft and our bushings. We can accomplish this again with our digital calipers. We'll just go ahead and measure the shaft. You can see that is a solid 0.499 on that shaft. And then we can go ahead and measure this bushing in here. And that is a solid 4.9. Get the camera to pick it up. That is a solid 4.98. Now the tolerance between the two can only be a 0.0025 difference. If you have more than 0.0025 between your bushing and your shaft, you need to replace one, if not both of them. And since ours are good, we're not going to be replacing them, but if you have to, this one you can easily get out, but the one in the cover here is kind of a pain in the butt. And I would show you, but I don't have to replace it, so I'm not going to go through that. What you need to do is take a tap that'll fit in here, thread that bushing, and then thread a bolt into that bushing, and then you can yard that bushing out and press a new bushing in. But ours are good and within tolerance. Hopefully yours are too. Then moving on, we can check our scavenge gear raider set. We're going to go ahead and look for any scoring just like we did on the feed gears. Make sure nothing can catch your fingernail. Then we're going to measure between two peaks like we did with the feed gear. Make sure those are within tolerance, which can be no greater than 0.004. And then we'll move on to our spacers and whatnot. Same thing, just look for any gouging. As long as you don't have anything that catches your fingernail, you're good there. And after everything checks out, we can go ahead and start rebuilding. Now, I did get an oil pump rebuild kit from Eastern Parts. I will link this down below because these are getting hard to find. These bikes are getting older and parts aren't quite as available as they used to be. But this kit has everything we need. It's got new gasket, new O-rings, a new seal, new bushings if you needed those. Great little kit. Let's go ahead and start reassembly. Now I'm going to be putting some assembly lube on all the parts as we put them back together. That way everything is nice and lubricated for, you know, when we start it up the first time, get the oil pump working again. You don't want these to be dry and grinding against each other. So what we can do, starting with the shaft, just give it a little blob of assembly lube. Lube her on up. Reinsert it back into the housing. Then we need to get our little dowel pin back in there, which is kind of a pain in the butt, but you can just use the same needle nose pliers you took to get them out. Get it reinserted, make sure it's all the way down. Then we can take our feed gearator set, or sorry, excuse me, scavenge gearator set, which is going to be the thicker of the two. And we're going to lube these up, reassemble them. Let's start with the inner gear. Needs to go down and index on that dowel pin. And after we get our inner scavenge gear in there, we can get our new C-clip down on that shaft. Be careful not to score it up. Oop. Get that down in the groove it needs to live in. And then we can take our outer gear, insert that. There we go. Then we can take our inner plate, and this guy does have a notch that needs to index on that dowel pin. And then the lip side does need to face up. And then we can take our spring washer. I think that's what they call it, is a spring washer. This needs to go with the little feet down against that plate. Ooh. And then we will take our outer plate with the new seal installed and get that on there, and that will also have to index with the same roll pin the inner plate indexes on. And now we can reinstall our upper dowel pin. This one's a lot easier, you just kind of push it in. And then we can go ahead and take our feed gearator set. We'll go ahead and lube up the inner one. We'll go ahead and install that indexed on the dowel pin. Then we can take our outer feed gearator, lube that guy up too, install that. Come on. And then we can take our outer cover with a new O-ring installed, reassemble that. And then we can go ahead, put our 4 mounting bolts back in. And then go ahead and get a fresh gasket on there. And now you are ready for reinstallation. That's all there is to rebuilding these things. It's really just checking to make sure the internal components are still within spec, and then just replacing a couple O-rings. You're done. And that's all there is to it. Now you have successfully rebuilt your Sportster oil pump. It's really not too hard. It really doesn't take too long. If you liked all the parts we used today, we're going to link them all down below so you can get them too. We appreciate each and every one of you guys watching, but I think it's about time to get out of my garage now. I got stuff to do. I got choppers to build. Get on out of here. What's that? Oh, now it's time for a word from our sponsor. The only sponsors this channel has is you. Now we appreciate each and every one of your views and subs. It means the world to us. But unfortunately, meaning the world to us doesn't build choppers. Money does. Now I'm not going to sit here and beg for your money, but what I will offer you is a stylish product. Our design and marketing team, me, have done it again with breakthrough innovation in head covering technology. We asked them for something bold yet simple, retro yet stylish, something that said choppers. And now for a limited time only, you could pick up one of these sweet retro trucker hats from our online store. Every purchase directly helps this channel and the projects we're working on. So run, don't walk, to get yours now before supplies run out.